Okay, we are going to talk about the extended reality. From my point of view, I think that is like a combination of virtual things and physical things. Maybe nowadays we can use both to generate different learning environments. To students can use that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you up to that point. To my mind, extended reality has to do with virtual things that you can prepare in advance to give the students the opportunity to learn in different situations or in a specific situation and mixing, as you said, the physical things with the unreal things. I, I think that this stuff helps us a lot to develop better classes because, for example, in the books it is suggested to work out with airport vocabulary. And most of the time, students hardly ever go to these kind of places. So, virtual reality or extended reality offers them the opportunity to go there without even there and without paying any amount of money, and they are living the experience.
Yes. Uh-huh. Okay, based on the videos, I want to point out that the bartender experience was mentioned because they were talking about all the humanities that you have to encourage maybe your friends, your family, in this case your students, like to do whatever they want to do, no? Also, they have to enjoy what they do. Not just is your area that you are working with or your file, so you have to persuade your students to do whatever they want according to their interest. And this is about the humanities. Maybe sometimes you have extrovert students or introvert students, but it doesn't matter. All of these kind of aspects or abilities can contribute to have good results and come to a good learning environment.
Yeah, yeah, I see what you mean. I strongly believe that all of the students are different. They have different goals, and well, we are all learning at the same time. However, and yeah, all of the students are good at a certain ability, even in English and in their personal lives. Something that I like to do when I'm teaching English, when I'm giving my classes, is like, okay, think about how English will be useful for you, whatever you want to do. If you want to meet people, that's perfect. If you want to study engineering, that's perfect. And yeah, I think that when we encourage or when we promote following your dreams for in some way, I know that the phrase can be like um, overused. But as we're working with students, it's very important to give them that support, to let them know that whatever they want to do, it's okay. It doesn't have any wrong with them. It is like, okay, probably they don't listen or they don't hear those kind of things at home, and that is the reason why they are unsure or they don't know what they want to do because they are afraid of of all of the people involved in their environments response to that. However, yeah, as the bartender, well, it was like a good experience to remember that if you feel happy with what you're doing, then all of the good things can come to you. I know that we are like different people, we have different ideas, but for example, I always tell to my students like I love my job. I love what I do. That is the reason why I'm here. So unconsciously, they get the idea of oh, the teacher is doing so. At least I know a person who is happy with what he or she is doing, and they can take it as an example of what they have to do. I think they learn more by example than just by talking. And I think that it's as you said, a mix of attitudes, a mix of skills, and your personal desires. Probably you are not good at mathematics or you are not like a creative person, but if you have the desire of the intention to do it, it's something, or there are some skills that you can develop. But the first thing that you have to do is know what you want to do.
Yes. So you can create like a team between the things that you like and the things that you maybe you know about the science. This is like complement each other, no? And it is like the abilities that you know plus the things that you are going to study or
Yes.
no in depth. Uh-huh. Now we can continue with the second
Yeah, sure.
video because we had to talk a lot. Do you remember something about the second video?
Um,
It was about the augmented reality.
yes, I think that, well, virtual reality, extended reality, augmented reality work all together and they offer like different experiences. However, to my mind, it's impressive how can we use sounds or textures or some other things to complement or to have like a vivid experience, you know? It's like if you were there for real. I think that here we can say that a good example that is when you go to this kind of movie theaters who offers you an experience. So even on the screen, the spaceship is like following another. Well, they are in a battleship, so you can feel how it moves or the breeze or you know like all of these things that help you to live the experience as if you were really there. Yeah, I think this is crazy. I can't believe how technology has just developed so much from previous years up to now. Unfortunately, not all. Well, unfortunately, this technology is not for everybody. This is so sad to say. It's painfully hard to say, but if you want to implement this in a class, at least here in Mexico, surrounded by the situations or the resources that we have as teachers, is almost impossible.
Yes, that is a problem.
Yeah.
I think that also I was reading about that, about the augmented reality when you just use your cell phone and you have a picture and you can Photoshop all these things that can be incredible and amazing how they can move, they can react and do different things. It is really, I think that, well, it is like maybe expensive for you because I was also thinking about the disadvantages of that and I saw that it was like expensive and sometimes you have to update this kind of softwares so that can be a lot, no? And we have to take into account according to the context. For example, here in Tepeji, it's like kind of impossible because we don't have enough tools or enough possibilities. But I think that it could be in the future a good experience for the students, how they can create their own learning environment. It was something that a situation called my attention that they said that you can show a wall, for example, and change that into a jungle. So it was like really amazing for me. But I think that all these kind of things can encourage students, especially in the attention of the class. Maybe it's good for the students, but I think that it's difficult for us in this situation. Maybe we can have like sometimes virtual or something like, for example, the museums. Have you ever seen that virtual museums? You can go to all the museums around the world and you can have with your students a trip and it is also amazing, so you can find all the rooms in the museum, how they can show you the pictures, all of the paintings and all of that, and it is really amazing. I think that once I saw a class that the teacher used that and I was thinking about, wow, this is really amazing how you can share with your students, because maybe they don't know that, no? If you are like impressed about that, maybe they don't know, but sometimes they know, and you can also give the tips to use that.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
To my mind, yeah, as we previously said, we are teaching a language, and the most how can I say this? The most useful they find the language, the more
Mm-hmm.
attracted they are to learn.
Meaningful.
Meaningful,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and significant.
Yes.
So it is better when we show them a real situation in the
Mm-hmm.
real world in which they can use what they know.
Mm-hmm.
So as you said, talking about this museums platform, at the beginning of the pandemic, many people claim that, oh no, the pandemic has taken away from us a lot of things. And yeah, that's true at a point.
Mm-hmm.
However, there it brought like so many good resources, because
Mm-hmm.
otherwise, without this available time that we had at home, we wouldn't uh, find the need to look for some extra resources. And yeah, I live that experience with my students. Like, okay, you can visit any museum that you want from the ones that I have prepared for you.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, the Metropolitan Museum, it's like one of the best,
Mm-hmm.
and all of them were like very happy, just walking, for saying some way, walking the aisles, looking at the pictures, and it
Mm-hmm.
was a really good experience.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you're there, now tell me, how are you going to buy a ticket?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to ask for a direction for a specific
Yes.
exhibition? So it was like mind changing
Mm-hmm.
and life changing too. So
Mhm.
they really understood that the knowledge that they acquire here, it's quite useful
Mhm.
for them.
Yes. I saw also when I was reading about that, I saw experience that different, well, yes, different factories use like this kind of training with the employees because they think that, well, using like simulating things, how you can behave with the situation, for example, where you can have a training about that, but obviously this it will be a really good investment on that with the factory,
Yeah.
no, but they want their employees will be like good prepared or well prepared with these kind of situations because they are facing that at the moment
Yeah.
and they can solve. Maybe the thing is that, well, it was a disadvantage. It said that maybe you are like in a way to manipulate by the software, but I think that it's really helpful for that.
Yeah, and that's astonishing how these things that we used to watch in movies, I don't know, like Divergent, The Hunger Games, in which they were exposed to a specific training, it's taking place in a real situation. It's
Yeah.
like another thing, for example, to, going back to the museums, there is one of the latest exhibition in Mexico City was Van Gogh, right?
Ah,
And
yes.
one is
Mhm.
Monet
Mhm.
exhibition. Everything is virtual reality. There is no more paintings because of the uh, features or the characteristics of the painting. You cannot take it from one place to another. But this is a really good option
Yeah.
to get art closer to people and to reach the younger generations. I don't know, personally I love museums, but my likes, my tastes are not the same as the one of as a teenager of 17, 16 years old. But when you say like, okay, there are panels, there are screens, you can see, you can interact, they are like more attracted to do that.
Yes.
Needless to say, the opportunity to take selfies.
Yes, it's the best. Well, as a conclusion, I think that I would like to use all these kind of things, virtual, virtual things, extended virtual, so all these kind of things. But I think that it's like really, what can I say? Like we have to work a lot with that, no? Because it is not just to I have the virtual reality and just now we have to work. No, because you have to take advantage of that, no, in a real or in a good way. And I hope we will have the opportunity to have that in our classes, and maybe not in all of the classes, but in some of them. And the thing is that it is good because the future will be about technology,
Yes.
so we don't have to be like not take the risk to use that and not be afraid of that, because all the things that are new maybe cause you like I'm afraid, I don't know what to do, but you have to take the risk, do the best for you, and well, maybe just to try new things and do your best.
Yeah, I think the obvious conclusion to be drawn is that we need virtual reality,
Yes.
probably not for tomorrow, but at a certain point, in order to be updated, because new generations are faster than us, and we have to offer them new resources, new experiences, and well, I think that will be a good option. However, we have a lot to work on. Investment, and preparation for us as teachers to know how can we manipulate, what are the conditions in which we are going to work with it, and prepare ourselves, as I mentioned before, not just technical, but to the reaction of the students, and how can we manage this new equipment to work with.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss. Bye.
Bye.